All right, so it usually takes a couple of seconds for it to actually kick on. So anyway, testing. Leave a thumbs up or something and let me know that you guys can hear us. Because the audio, by the way, I'm using a different mic setup, so I don't even know if the audio is even working. So, all right, we got a Wheel of Death and an advertisement. So, give us a second, guys. Survival Living here, and we're trying to make sure we got connection. I just gave you a thumbs up, bro. Oh, but can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. There we go.
Hey. Nice.
All right, guys. So, Survival Living here. I've got a set of guests here. We're down here in Florida. So, start way over to the right on me. We got our tent life. Mike Airborne Prepper.
What's up?
And we got Bug Out Bushido over here.
Hello.
And everyone's scared of you, so just be careful. Be nice. Actually, though, I don't have the chat, guys, so any questions and stuff like that, just put it in, and they'll be able to read the questions and be able to see it, so we're able to see the chat. What's up, girl? Good to see you, my friend. How are you doing? Waskley Wabbit. Good to see you, my friend. So, guys, we've got a lot of things going on as far as the hurricane preparedness. You know, it's all the stuff we've been talking about, hurricane preparedness and stuff. But sometimes it doesn't matter how prepped you are, your house gets washed away. All right, there's just nothing you can do. This is where outdoor skills and stuff like that does come into play, but also working with communities and stuff. I mean, last 2 days, you're counting today, we've been down here doing hot meals and handing out gear and stuff like that. So I wanted to update you guys on that. I've been filming today while I was out there. Most of the time I don't have the time to film. So, you know, I'm just trying to cook up as much stuff as we can. We're boxing up everything, giving it out. We've given away 4 or 5 actual big dual burner grills. Even a single burner grill. I had one in my get home bag. The need was there. We hooked up somebody on that. We've had a lot of other people stop in and help with donations, as far as the Red Cross and just everybody. They see us out there. They see us what we're doing. They're stopping in. Hey, we got this amount of food. Can you just distribute it to other people? I mean, just as soon as we start until we're done, we're just constantly moving food. So the outpour of it, I mean, it's been good. I mean, I hate that there's been so many people that need it, but they need it, and we've been able to catch a lot of people coming through. We're never really standing around. I mean, as soon as we get started, it is nonstop. So, guys, y'all made this happen. We've got another day tomorrow before we pack up and head out again. So, go out there again and start cooking food again, start handing it out. And like I said, you guys made this happen. Now, first picked up Airborne over here, because I needed some help, and he helped me set this whole thing up on how we're going to do all this. And then we were able to team up with Bug Up Bushido here, and he got in touch with another group that's in the area also doing the same thing. So we were able to attach ourselves to them. They know the local area. They got us in really good spots where we can actually help. And we got a great place to actually sleep and shower while we're down here, because we were gonna stay in the truck. And
the truck sucks.
Yeah, it's rough. It's rough. So, yeah, freaking awesome. So, anyway, guys, I'm going to let you chime in if you want to.
Okay, so what was really cool is when you got big organizations like Red Cross multiple times today came in their trucks and say, hey, look, you know, we're going up and down every street in the community. We've helped as much people. Again, this is what we have in the back. We want you guys to have it. Yep. You know, and we're talking about a ton of food. I mean, just a ton of food. So we would dish that out. Then you had the barbecue company come in yesterday and gave us 100 pounds of barbecue pork and green beans and all that kind of stuff.
What was the name of they had an organization.
I know. I can't remember the name.
Oh man, they actually have an operation that they're doing, and we had so many boxes of barbecue.
I mean, big like coolers full of hot barbecue pork,
buns,
and green
everything,
beans and butter beans, and just.
Oh yeah, and we even had coolers of hot coolers of limas today, hot dogs. I mean, even one of our subscribers have been a long time member, Jeff. He came in today, brought in a whole bunch of food that we were able to cook up, a lot of canned goods, water, additional supplies that we could hand out. You know, he got to hang out with us for a little bit, and him and his son was down here and helping us out, getting things moved and stuff, guys. It was awesome. How
Yeah.
about the ice distribution? We gotten ice from time to time and we hand out, but what we mainly concern on is being able to give people food.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you can live without ice unless you have a medical thing that you're trying to keep, like insulin cool or something like that. You don't have power, but we even have insulin on hand, needles, syringes provided by Airborne Prepper here. So we have these things on hand. We would be able to distribute that if necessary. So far, though, we haven't had a case where people needed insulin yet.
Right, right. Even the Red Cross said surprisingly there hasn't been a huge need for
Yep.
insulin that they've come across in the communities. Maybe that stuff survived. Or I was thinking that because of medical emergencies, they were already treated very early on by the medical system and they've got what they need and they don't really need it from us, which is fine.
Very
Tell them
possible.
about the little one-man mom and pop operations that we're setting up and helping for a minute,
The tent next to us.
or like the people that would just pull
Oh,
up
yeah.
and make some food and then leave or whatever.
Yeah, that's happening up everywhere out here. This people from we've had people they came from the East Coast, shot over today. They're we call them the Jeep guys. A whole bunch of Jeeps come rolling in, a lot of food and stuff. But people are setting up canopies just like how we've got it, and they're spotted all over the place. Every time that they see that there's a need of a lot of traffic and stuff, they'll set up a canopy. They'll start cooking food. We had one today set up right on the other side of another vehicle today. They're cooking rice, beans,
Yeah.
you know, just shoveling food out, just cooking right there on
Brought it
spot.
from home, served it out, every
Yeah.
bit of it, and then gone.
Yep,
You know,
that fast. And from the reports that we're getting from other people coming in, they, you know, somebody saw another group over, you know, 6 miles away doing the same thing, and we're hearing more and more of that. So having community come together during this is awesome. It is. But there's a lot of people out of state and also here in the state moving down here and trying to do the exact same thing, which has helped out a great deal. It really has.
oh, the out of state linemen
Mhm.
and tree guys.
Oh, there were so many. Even before the storm hit, there were fleets. I mean, like
Oh, yeah.
literal parking lots just full of those powered trucks.
Oh, we've
and stuff.
seen them.
Yeah.
I mean, they're just staged up in every empty parking lot.
Yeah,
And,
we've
you
seen a
know,
lot of
Lowe's
staged
parking
up.
lots and just hundreds and hundreds of vehicles of those guys everywhere. And when they come in and they want food, they've got like eight guys in the truck. You
Yep.
know, and they'll take like 16 meals all at once, you know, and it's like, I'm like, we need more spaghetti. And he's like, I'm boiling water as fast as I can, you know.
Yeah.
And it's like, it was mad.
Yeah.
It really was.
But I mean, it's as soon as we get there, we get everything set up, and it's just clicking nonstop, and everything's. I mean, we've not had a single hiccup. If anything, we get overwhelmed when like the Red Cross comes in and says, "Guys, I've got a lot of this," and usually, you know, it's always hot food ready to go, and
Yeah.
also the MREs, the low sodium MREs being dropped off. So we have to break off, grab supplies, reevaluate our situation on where we got things going out, and we make a different type of meal with that type of food, and just keep on going. And that's what I mean. Right now, we're going out again tomorrow. We got man, I got 40 pounds of spaghetti noodles just in Mylar alone, and then we also still have boxes of spaghetti. We even have some more macaroni that I've got that's Mylar'd up, and we can even crack that open and go into that as well with the green beans and stuff. So we still have food and we're still pushing it. But we clicked up with Wick Actual. Him and his team have been working out here. Bug Abashido had hooked us up with him, and he's been able to get us in the right locations to feed people. And him and his group are constantly working out here. So when we go to leave, we're actually going to meet up with him on our way out to make sure that what extra supplies we have, we're hooking him up, because once we're gone, he's still working down here, still doing the exact same thing with his crew. So what we still have left over after tomorrow, that goes there. I don't know if we will have anything left over, but if we do, that's where it's going.
Yeah, we're on our own tomorrow.
Yep.
And we're going to try to go up McGregor and try to get closer to the beach area if we can. If we can't, then we're going to try to get into a little bit more of the desperate areas a little bit further in if we can. and then just cook till we're done, till we're run out.
Yep.
And today it was crazy because there were some Instagrammers out there, maybe somebody from the press with a really expensive camera was out there taking a lot of pictures.
Yeah.
And then I think that word got out, and then there was like a flood of vehicles, and people were bringing giant trash bags of clothes, and those Jeep guys, they had like at least a dozen 5-gallon cans of fuel out there, and they're like, hey, can you guys, if somebody pulls in and says they need gas, here's fuel. So the group that we were hooked up with today, they're fueling trucks, we're cooking food, and it was just things coming and going so rapidly today.
Yeah, that
and
crew.
we did probably 70% more meals today than we did yesterday.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot more on social media going with Instagram, because apparently they were localized here and everybody knew who they were, so they were going around, and within an hour we were just swamped.
Flooded.
Which was good because we had everything staged up, ready to go, and it just kept on like clockwork. And Wick's actual group, I mean, he was on the flat grill cooking up over there all the meat and stuff for taco meat, barbecue, hot dogs,
chili dogs,
everything. Yeah, so it was just constantly going.
It was nuts.
Yeah.
And this guy is housing us, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, I'm like, I get here, I'm like, I need a shower, like straight to the bathroom.
Oh man, they're pretty whooped. And it's been pretty cool since the hurricane. It took a lot of the humidity with it, so it kind of sneaks up on you, because that humidity instantly kicks your ass. But it's been gone the last few days, and you think you're all right, and then once you sit down, you can't get up again.
It was hotter.
It definitely. I don't know what the temps have been. They've been a little lower than they have been recently, but it's still bad. I mean, everybody out there is talking about hitting the 30s and stuff. We're still in the 80s here.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's.
Well, we had a lady. We had a lady today. We're sitting there getting everything set up. I had 4 pots of spaghetti going, and she's like, "Man, we got this cold front. It's like 78 degrees,"
right.
and we started laughing. 78 degrees, the cold front.
Right. Well,
yeah.
One lady's like, I haven't had a shower in 10 days.
Yeah.
Another guy came up filthy dirty. He's like, hey, look, my house flooded, and then it caught fire and burned down.
Yeah.
And we're like, just take as much as you can. And then people in that community, they would come because there's a lot of shut-ins. They're either elderly and they're not coming out, or they're afraid to come out. They're coming back 4 or 5 times and taking food back to other people in their community. I mean, up and down every street, there's just a ton of debris everywhere.
Yeah.
And it doesn't look like they're clearing anything.
Well, I think the federal government said they were going to handle that part.
Oh, there you go.
And everything else is moving really fast, but I don't know. We got a little bit of a hiccup there. It was weird.
There's stuff everywhere.
Yeah, when we came down, we're seeing trees actually pulled out. You get into the nice part of the city and stuff, you always have the trees that are in the concrete, in the sidewalks and stuff. Just completely ripped out, laying there.
Taking the sidewalk with it.
Taking the sidewalk with it. We're rolling down, going to location there. You can see where they cleared the road before we got here. The stoplights, they had generators up so that we actually had traffic lights, which is great because there's a lot of traffic right now. I was surprised at how much was moving.
Yeah, a lot.
And it's just.
I still don't know what I'm going to do. Like right when you go into my driveway, there's a Volkswagen-sized root ball from a pine tree just sitting there, and I'm like, every time I drive in and out, I look at it like, what am I going to do with that? There's too much dirt. You saw it. You know what I mean? Like I'm just going to have to burn this shit or something. I don't know.
A lot of diesel fuel.
There's going to be an endless amount of debris removal. It's going to go on forever.
Yeah, I'm going to try. Maybe we'll get the GoPro out and actually put on the dash or something when we're driving through, so I can get you some shots of that.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Because it's like every 20 to 30 yards, another pile of branches that they've actually just cleared the road and they just stuck it right on the sidewalk. And they stuck it right. It's just
there's like boats up on the sidewalk. There's like that boat don't belong there.
Boats
that boat don't belong there.
Yeah, we had a rainstorm today, and when we went through, some houses are tarped. And a lot of them's not. And that rain came down hard. And that was one of the first things, like all these people with the real cheap tarps, if they're lucky, it held up.
You come into Cape Coral, there's a sea of blue tarp roofs. Everybody's roof is covered in tarps.
This area with Irma, it was like you knew where all the houses were. You were like, I never knew a house was there because all you can see is blue and the trees, Like, oh, wow. I have a neighbor I didn't know about, you know?
Yeah, big old bright blue tarp.
You're right. You can see it from space pretty much.
So I did see the milkmaids in there. Good to see you. Also, Crafty Veteran. Like I said, guys, I cannot see the chat. So if you need to let us know something, make sure you put it in. These guys will definitely let us know.
And I'm not looking.
Virginia's asking about my shirt.
Shirt.
I forgot all about that. It's my Dangerous Freedom shirt.
Can y'all see that? There it is. It's probably backwards. It's backwards on that. What does it say?
I prefer dangerous freedom over peaceful slavery. That's the Ron tribute, right?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
I forgot I had that
there's,
shirt on.
there's so much food going out that we're like, people are pulling up to the light and we're running food out to the cars.
Yeah.
You know, out in the street.
We have so many coming in on the back side, which is actually our front side, how we're set up, and just lines of car. I mean, when we're trying to back in, when we're trying to get the van and everything in there, they're already there.
Yeah.
And while we're doing that, no one else can get in. So, I mean, there's people running food out right at the intersection. People roll down the window, hey, you guys got something hot? And constantly we're running every which way, which is great.
How
Makes
long
the
are you
day
going to
go.
be here? Are
Yeah.
you coming back tomorrow?
Yeah, so it's actually you guys that helped put this together. It was a good thing. It really was, because we're actually helping a lot of people right now. And like you talk about the lady, it was today was her first shower in 10 days. And she was very thankful of it. The hot meal guys, I mean, we had hygiene products, toothpaste, feminine hygiene products, all these things that we take for granted.
Diapers, formula.
When it's taken away from you by a storm, you no longer have it. You don't have a suitable home to even live in.
The lady in the wheelchair said, do we have any dry toilet paper?
Yeah.
Dry.
Toilet paper.
Dry.
Yeah.
Like, I'll take wet if I have to, but
Yeah, I mean, we have baby wipes and stuff. Actually, I think we're out of baby wipes. Actually, our toilets that we made, all but one has disappeared, which is good. We were able to give out a large amount of them.
No, it's gone.
Is it all right? So yeah. Oh, that's right. I didn't see it. Yeah. So we got rid of all those, and it was just a simple thing like that. A place to use the bathroom. A lot of people don't have that. All right. If you live, it's not like you're living out in the woods where you just go behind the house. I mean, this is a city. This isn't
like,
San Francisco.
It's not like Seattle where
Yeah.
you can just shit on the sidewalk.
Yeah. So even that right there, those buckets right there, helped out a lot of people. It really did.
I had to throw that in there.
It's tempting.
Yeah,
though. It's tempting.
exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, we've been working hard at it. We got another day of that, and we're gonna be kind of bouncing around, just trying to see we're gonna leave a little early. Take a look at a couple other locations, see if we can't get a little bit deeper to some of the more damaged areas. But even like where we're at right now, everybody knows where we're at. They know we'll be back. So that plan might still go back there. We just play it. Everything's loose. It's all liquid here.
And
we're
there's
looking to
still a
plan.
steady stream of emergency vehicles, lights, and sirens in all directions all the time. Chinook helicopters going over. I mean, there's still search and rescue going on the islands.
I heard they switched it from it went from search and rescue to they decategorized it today.
Okay.
It's to emergency response, I think is what they call it now.
Okay.
Maybe. I don't know what that means.
They have to go to every single house and check it for person, every single one, and then they mark it.
Yeah.
And I think they've done over 100,000 homes now. I mean, think about that. How many hundreds of thousands of people are all displaced suddenly?
Yeah.
And the city can't they don't have the shelters or anything to handle hundreds of thousands of people.
Cat's attacking my
What do
bracelet.
you do with them?
Yeah, that cat's crazy.
We did see on the news that they do have some shelters set up. It's not a tent city, but a whole room full of cots and stuff. So that is helping some, but I don't know to what degree it is.
It looked like they had the spring training baseball stadium open as a shelter.
In hurricanes, using a stadium is always like pretty
Tons
much
of bathrooms,
it's the way to go.
yeah.
It's really good results with that.
Except for anything that happened in Louisiana.
Oh yeah, there was that one.
There was that one there
The
that
dome
didn't
one,
do
yeah.
so
It just
well.
kinda went south
didn't
a
go
little
so
bit.
good, yeah.
But
Maybe-
unfortunately,
maybe
I've
it's
seen
a terrible idea. I don't know.
I've seen a lot of comments, guys, and I'm not here to chastise anybody. Is that the right word? I'm looking at TV right now, looking at the destruction.
It's a mess.
I mean, it's a mess.
It's a mess.
And people's like, well, they should have been prepared. You cannot be prepared for when your home washes away. It's just like when I was in Oregon and I had my house fire. I had a lot of preps off site which was great, but everything in my home was gone. Okay.
People said they had water
So-
all the way up to the gutters.
Yeah, I mean,
You know?
they were climbing in their attic.
Yeah, and that a lot of them had to be rescued, and many of them didn't make it because they were in their attic waiting for rescue because the water had risen all the way to the ceiling.
Yep. Crafty Veteran. Yeah, we're having a great night, brother. And also definitely do appreciate your help, by the way. We've had a great response. This community right here has reached out and helped us get this stuff funded and has carried us funding on this because, like I said, everything we get, we're hooking up with Wick Actual so he can continue on what he's doing. Guys, even when y'all were spreading this in other ghetto, he's been working on something too with other groups trying to get more aid and stuff like that in this area. Awesome. Because
Ghetto actually plugged us together in the beginning.
Yeah.
Those boats don't belong there on top of
and
people's houses.
Milkmaid did contact me, but I'm so bad about answering my emails. It took me a while to get my email.
Yeah, that happens every once in a while.
It might be a month.
He's still trying to answer that email when I'm like, hey man, remember that Pokemon movie that's coming out? That was like 12 years ago.
We had I have 3 different emails. Okay, I got my original email, and if you send it to that one, I never check it. And then I have the business email, and then I have the YouTube email. So you never know. Mary Tyndall, definitely do appreciate the super chat. Of course, it definitely helps us out on our channel a lot. Donations, stuff like that is never required, guys. What we're doing here, those donations that everyone did with the PayPal, that help us get all the supplies that we needed here, and all those supplies, the first day, like that.
Crazy.
And then we had other supplies come in from other people stopping. They're just like the Jeep people. They came in with all this fuel. Sure, we have fuel on hand so we can leave when time's ready. But people were having issue with gassing up their vehicle. All right, they brought it in. I mean, these guys were taking the fuel and fueling up people's vehicles when they pulled in. Like, hey, I could use some gas. Stuff like that so they can actually move. It was just freaking awesome. 1 second. Just Arizona. Thank you for your service from Arizona. God bless. Definitely do appreciate the super chat. Definitely do. Sorry, I keep on putting my finger in front of the camera.
Is that a no-no in the YouTube world?
Well, I don't think anybody wants to look at my hand.
And my hands hurt. Man.
Although, I'll tell you this much. There's some weird people on the internet, so maybe they do. I might make some money.
Well, Mary Tyndall just found you, by the way.
Foot?
She's
Just
asking
found
if
me?
you're in Florida. He is in the Panhandle, so he went down, 6-7 hours? Something like that?
Right at 8, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Outside Panama City is where I came down from. Sometimes you can recharge your faith in humanity. Yeah, I mean, usually when a crisis like this, it does. You see a lot of community pull together. My biggest thing is that when I see people making the slide comments online about, well, they should have been ready for this. Maybe they'll learn. You can't stop 8 foot of water. You just can't.
A good response to that is what I would call this in comparison would be it's almost a nuclear level event. So take this and then just imagine this happening to 20 cities at the same time. And that's pretty much what's on the hook. If you want to be scared of something, just think of that. There's a lot of response from like a great area of people donating stuff down here right now. If this happened to a dozen cities at the same time, it wouldn't be as easy to recover as it is right now. At least it was isolated and pocketed. But man, if the entire East Coast had this happen to it, people would be eating each other in the streets.
Right, if it just went
straight
up the coastline,
right. Yeah. But I'm imagining, everyone was talking about nukes and to throw that Eastern Europe thing in there. This would be happening everywhere on the coast if that happened. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But people with the means and opportunity, many of them left, and many of them stayed to their own demise because they thought they were smarter than the storm or whatever.
Or it never happens.
You're right, it never happens here.
Yeah.
And so we're like right in like the working poor part of Fort Myers and Cape Coral doing this stuff. These are just regular people. These are the ones that work in the hotels and work in all the industry around there and cut everybody's lawns and clean everybody's
afford to
pools.
leave.
And they're living paycheck to paycheck. And that's who we see.
Yeah.
That's who we're seeing.
The there's people that lost their houses, and you said this a couple hours ago. I don't mean to steal it from you, but they just took a week in Disney World and or Disneyland or whatever you call that one. You know, the Mickey Mouse place with all the pedophiles. But they took a week there. We're not allowed to say that word, are we? I know, right? I just killed your whole stream. Can you beep it out or something?
No, I don't think I can. What I can do is grab this comment right here. FL based for some pogey bait or a few gallons of gas. Definitely do appreciate the super chat there. Awesome, really does help us out. But yeah, when we got back here, guys, you know, we discussed what's going on, and we'll try to come up with new plans and things. And that was one of the things. There's a lot of talk online about, hey, well, if something happens during SHTF, we'll be fine because people will be there for charity. On a national level, SHTF, you can't really rely on charity. All right,
Right.
If everybody is in the tanker, there's not going to be anybody. All right, you got to rely on yourself. This here is a localized disaster where everybody can pull together. We had a good conversation on this because if it was the entire state, I mean, well, even the entire state, if it was the entire state, it's going to be people coming in. But if it's the entire nation going through stuff, whether it be a disaster or, you know, a natural disaster or something man-made, it's going to be rough. It really is. And people talk about, well, I'm going to open up a communal kitchen.
Well, a couple million people in the military can't feed the entire United States with MREs. It's just not.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
They're struggling to feed people here.
Yeah. I mean, the logistics alone, guys. The people that say that, well, for my part, I'm just going to open up a communal kitchen during SHTF. That's great. What you need to do is get that gear out and practice it for a day. You're going to go through some food, but you'll be amazed at how much water you go through. Like right now, water is the craziest part. I mean, we have a location we found this morning. We could get hold of gallons of water. So we went and bought a whole bunch. We went through over 40 gallons of water. Yeah, Publix hooked us up on that. We got a whole bunch of water out there.
In the beginning, they were having a hard time getting any trucks in there.
Yeah.
You know, and people couldn't get water, couldn't get bread, couldn't get anything. And they made sure, you know, the county made sure that they could get the Publix restocked.
Yep.
You know?
And we would hit them up. We went through 40 gallons of just cooking water. And that was spaghetti today. Macaroni, we were doing the macaroni with the bacon toppings and stuff. We went through over 30 gallons on just that. Yeah. And then plus the cleanup, you know, but you can't just keep on using, you got to clean your stuff. All right, you got to wash everything, rinse it all off, and start over again. That's not even counting the cleanup on that. These are big operations. Takes a while, but once you got the routine down, it's just like clockwork. I mean,
it's an assembly line.
Yeah, it's just all cogs working. And let me grab that right fast. Yankee Watchdog, good to see you, my friend. Great job, guys. Definitely do appreciate the super chat. Of course, it does help us out, guys. Never required. I am trying to keep up with the chat on my end, guys. But if I missed you, I'm sorry.
Mary Tyndall again was talking about the international and national news mentioned bodies floating up on the water and estimated the body count to be in the hundreds. The local news here didn't cover that at all. So I think they did that on purpose. I don't know. So like I'm as much in the gray on that as you are, because our news here in the morning, they wouldn't talk about any of that stuff. They left that completely out, but I heard the same thing that you heard, but I haven't been able to verify any of that.
I think they're trying to keep the tone.
Yeah.
You know, a certain way is to like look at the effort that everybody's putting in and try to keep people's spirits up as high as they possibly can instead of parading around.
Yeah, from what I've seen of the people coming in, their spirits, it's up. It is. Have they went through a lot? Yes, they have, but I've seen people that are just crushed. And some of these people might be, all right, being able to come in and get a hot meal somewhere.
A change of clothes.
A change of clothes,
I mean,
stuff
we went
like
through
that.
those 100 t-shirts in like 5 minutes.
Yeah, they were just that quick.
Just
even
gone.
the other clothes that were donated in, they were just
blankets.
Gone. Yeah, I mean, the only clothes that they have is what they got on. It's been over a week. Yeah, that stuff right there, fresh socks, stuff like that, really makes a difference.
Red Cross was like bombing you guys about what, 3 times a day or so?
Yeah, today was 3 times, and I mean hot meals, other supplies, whatever it is that they had, and they said, all right, we'll be back later, and sure enough, another vehicle come up a couple hours later. Yeah, they knew where we were. They'd bring it in, and we'd just add to our stocks and get it all set out. And I mean, it's like every time we had a drop off, within 10 to 15 minutes, once we got it situated, lines of people came in. And it was just run so smooth. It run great. This isn't our creating. There's no way that we could have ever gotten something set up like this and work correct. There's other things playing in this that's made this happen. All right, because I can't even get my shoes on right in the morning.
Right.
I can't.
I mean, I feel honored that Red Cross would say, "Hey, look, we've been keeping an eye on what you're doing in the community. You know, distribute this stuff because at the end of the day, at the end of this shift, we have to throw it out.
Yeah,
You know, and you guys are out here just
it's all hot food. We don't have to we don't even have to cook it up. It's already cooked, ready to go.
The local relationship with Wick, that like all the cops kind of know who he is now. Mm-hmm. The Red Cross people know who he is. The churches know who he is. So like you're getting those like you know, the good faith drop offs, you know, where they're like, oh, those guys, you know, and then they're just dropping stuff off. That's kind of cool, you know.
Yeah,
very cool.
The connection with Wick Actual guys. I've done a community post showing his YouTube channel. He also has an Instagram too. Subscribe, you know, go watch his videos, guys. He's been doing this for a while. He's going to continue to do it. The connections he's got, just like Bug I was just saying, the connections he's got has really drove the help that we needed, and has also drove the traffic towards us too. I mean, we're in a good spot. Everyone sees us, but we're getting people from other locations that were searching us out. Actually, even talking about what we were serving. It was what was the taco? Chili.
Yeah.
Right.
Chili dog tacos.
Chili dog tacos.
Yeah.
Chili dog tacos. Yeah.
That was kind of one of those things. We had a bunch of stuff. We're trying to figure out something, and actually, people came up asking for it. So somebody was talking. Right. So yeah, that was pretty neat. Yeah.
Chili dog tacos.
Yeah.
It's a new favorite Fort Myers specialty. I don't know.
When you got like 5 piles of stuff and you're like, what can I do with all this? You know.
Right, and we'd have to switch.
Yeah.
You know, like in would come with like. Remember yesterday they brought in all those chicken patties and
chicken
stuff
patties
like that.
and
So
barbecue
we'd stop
came
cooking
in.
this and go right to the chicken patties.
Yep.
And then when those were out, we'd go back to whatever, and it just is back and forth. Like I'd stop serving spaghetti, and now I'm on tacos, and now I'm on beanie weenies, and now I'm on chili dog tacos, and now I'm back over here doing spaghetti. It was wild.
Yep. Every time we switched it out, we changed out our pots and pans, washed them up, changed it up, and just kept on rolling with it. And it worked great. It did. Actually, we got hooked up with even more food trays. I mean, I came down here with right at 500 food trays, and we've had more come in.
Right.
I've done lost count.
Off like 2,000 of them.
Yeah, I've done lost count. And we've probably, I would say, good 1,800.
We had to leave 2 or 3 boxes behind.
Yeah.
There was so many.
Well, no, the other groups got it. Yeah, the other groups got it. We have the ones in the van, and the other groups got that one.
Yeah.
So yeah, we don't leave nothing behind. They've got the other setup. We probably had like 1,800 meals in the last 2 days go out, and that's
easy.
Yeah, that's what we had in other food.
How much propane did you go through to fuel all that?
I went through 12 1-pounders running 2 days.
So if you think about like, bring it back to this like little, you know, mag, sort of, you know, prepper community thing. If you got 50 or 100 people in a mag, you're gonna have to crap that miracle every day. You know.
Yeah.
That's pretty wild. That's humbling, really.
And the water.
And the water floored me, man, that you guys were talking about. I had no idea that it would. I mean, if you think about it, you're like, duh, you know, obviously it would, but it doesn't really, the weight of it, you know, 7 pounds a gallon, doesn't really hit you until like, you know,
water weight there. Okay,
but it like, you know, when you're going like, I used 50 gallons of water just cooking yesterday, and it just makes my jaw hit the floor like that's a lot of freaking water. Yeah. You know what I mean?
We were talking about how like the Augason Farms 30-day buckets takes 18 gallons of water to prepare that.
Yeah, if you prepare every single meal in it.
How are you going to store 18 gallons of water in your garage or whatever it is? That's just 30 days for 2 people.
And if you look at the calories, it's actually like it's 14 minutes of food in a bucket. You know, like there's this big old thing, and you're like, oh, I'm good, and it's like 217 calories, and you're like, oh, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die.
You know? Gotta eat that 5 times a day, right?
I gotta eat.
There's
the
no
whole
way.
bucket.
I mean, there's no way I got in 1,000 calories of food today. I mean, there's just no way.
I apologize. I'm way behind, guys. Homestead Homeboy Always a pleasure, brother. You know, you don't have to donate, but definitely do appreciate it. Blessing, brother, is awesome. But yeah, the logistics of it, guys. You know, we were talking about this stuff. I mean, sure, you got your prep group, and you're gonna be taking care of 50 people, the water scenario, all this stuff. Where's the logistics that's gonna get your fuel back up? Sure, you might have 2 year supply for you and your family, and you know you've got a good prep group. Everybody else is prepped too. But how long are you gonna be able to keep this going? That's where it's gonna be going into growing your own stuff, raising your own food, stuff like that. You're gonna have to be very self-reliant because eventually those stocks are gonna deplete and deplete fast. We're trying to figure out a way of like recycling the cooking water. Well, when it comes to pasta, it turns into glue. So much starch is left in that water, and you know we're thinking about some type of filtration, skimming, something like that. That's why we use so much water, because it's fresh water each time.
She's like cooking 3, 4, 6 pounds at a time.
Yeah,
pot.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, these are 21 quart pots that I'm putting this stuff in, and when you boil them that much in there, there's a lot of starch. You're not redoing that, because I did a test one just to see. Oh yeah, no, that stuff was so clumpy and stuff. Like, yep, we're not using that. But we had to see if there's a way to save, because that first day I was counting down the water while we are doing everything. I'm like, we got enough for about 2 more pots, and that's it. And
we had 1 gallon water left.
Yeah, 1 gallon water
that's
left.
That's what we had today, right?
Yep, 1 gallon today.
Yeah.
Yep. So that was over 40 gallons of water we used. So tomorrow, we went ahead and picked up, we got 30 gallons, and then we picked up another 15.
Yep.
Yeah. So we're going in with 45 gallons tomorrow. Lesson learned, have extra. Yankee, what do you got there? You should keep an eye on the weather. The season isn't over yet. Oh yeah. Oh, we're Florida. We always watching the weather. Someone had said something about.
I said something earlier. I'm like, well, as soon as we're done with this, I'm sure there's probably, because we've been so busy here, there's probably 6 more developing right behind us, you know, that we're not even paying attention.
Yeah. Washing dishes. Yeah, we washed. I mean, as soon as the pot comes out, it gets emptied out. It gets handed off to me. I wash it. I have large totes. I use Dawn dish soap. Wash it, then I rinse it. That way, we always have a single line of stuff. When the water's bad, we change it out.
On the side of the road.
Yeah, we change everything out right there. I mean, the whole project's right there at the side of an intersection. As far as what type of paper plates, no, we're using the clamshell styrofoam three compartment trays is what we're using. It makes it so much easier. Regular paper plates, we're gonna have a mess. I mean, paper plates are.
We had so much of that barbecue from that barbecue place. I
was
was building barbecue sandwiches like this high. I really was. There was just so much. I'm like, look, let's just load everybody up and give them as much of it. The trays were those little styrofoam. They were collapsing from the weight of the food in there. I mean, you could barely move it from the table to the front table to hand it out. They were falling apart.
Wick's in here, by the way.
Wick's in here. Wick, good to see you, brother. We were talking a lot of good things actually about you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, he wasn't.
Oh well.
No, there we go. But yeah, Wick Actual is in here, guys. I don't know if that's his. Yeah, it should be his channel name. Make sure you subscribe over to his channel, guys, because he's constantly working on this stuff, guys. And with the connection he had, we were able to not only find the correct spot, but have people come to us with extra drop-offs, and also the people get the news that we're there, and they're coming in and help, get the food and stuff. I mean, it's been great. The team he has, I mean, they've been working with us the entire time. We get along just great. I mean, everything just fell into place perfect. I mean, it really did. It's awesome.
Everybody was there with purpose. No slackers, nothing. Everybody was working their ass off every minute. I almost had one guy fall out today. Yeah. You know, I mean, out in the heat, sun blaring on you. You got to be ready for that medical emergency too. I'm busting out ice packs out of the med kit and like put them on your wrist, put them in your pocket. Oh
yeah, I remember someone hollering out, right? Everyone needs electrolytes and.
Yeah, right. Everybody drink water.
Yep. I mean, everybody stop. Yep, everyone stop because we get so wrapped up. It's just constantly going. We never stopped, and then actually they'd have to pop. Everyone stop right now. Water, just chuck something down and go back at it.
Somebody asked about the pet food, by the way.
Oh yeah, we gave out all of the pet food, right?
All except for the cat food.
The cat food. One cat food.
Yeah, all except for the cat food. Yep,
Yeah.
that's what we've already given out. So yeah.
And one guy's like, he's like, I got 6 dogs.
Yeah, and, one was he had a Doberman because he was getting some dog food, and we put him in a gallon Ziploc, and of course the first thing he asks is, how big is your dog? Okay, well, if it's a big dog, he's going to eat a lot of food really quick. So we kind of size up what type of animal it is, make sure they have an appropriate amount of food
Yeah,
for a
my
couple days.
Doberman eats 4 cups a day.
Yeah. So we figure that in, and we're figuring it in on the fly. I mean, we're so busy, but we register what they say, ask the right questions, get them hooked up, and it's been freaking amazing. It really has.
Mm-hmm.
Rescue Boss, he's a EMS strike team 1 out of Pennsylvania.
Out of Pennsylvania.
What's up, brother?
I've been to Katrina. Okay.
Yeah,
awesome.
we sent our county, my county that I live in. They sent their strike team down here. I trained with the rescue task force over in Lauderdale. Over here, they were over here, and I think our county replaced them. A lot of the counties, when you see the police vehicles go by and the emergency vehicles go by, they're not just Lee County.
Yeah.
They're from everywhere. We seen like tons of them coming back up when we were coming
when
down.
they're changing out their rotation.
Yeah, they're escorting the linesmen out with lights and sirens. Just.
Man, you're talking like 18 sets of vehicle stringers, but it's 2 lanes of 18. I mean, so it's with 36 vehicles moving.
Giant convoys.
And at first when I saw the cops, they were moving. I'm like, what's going on? Then you see all the linemen stuff. They're changing these guys out. Then we saw the police
escorting them out. It was really
changing everything out so these guys can go back to their family, get rested up, and come back in. So that was really, really cool.
We had those guys from Long Island.
Yeah.
Linemen down there working from Long Island.
Yep. And by the way, I definitely do appreciate the super chat there, brother. That really does help us out. Sorry, guys. It takes me a minute to get on here. I'm not sure why.
Rescue Boss? That's the last one that you got.
Yeah, Rescue Boss. I'm not sure why Wick Actual's messages are being deleted.
Homestead Homeboy gave you $20 too. Did you miss that one?
I probably did miss it. I'm trying to figure out what's going on here.
And then Yankee Watchdog was before that. Okay. I missed Homestead Homeboy. Somehow he slipped past my sophisticated radar.
Yeah. I'm not sure. Not Wick. Oh, okay. Thank you. That's not Wick Actual. All right. So we have one of our trolls starting stuff. All right. Definitely do appreciate that, Virginia Roots. Actually, I know the individual is trying to do that stuff, and you know what? I'm sorry. That's the best. That's how you spend your time. Okay. Well,
he did it to me yesterday.
Yeah.
He did it to me the last couple of days, cloned both my channels.
You do you, dude. Okay, you go right ahead. We're busy trying to help people, so whatever.
It doesn't mean that much to me to mean that much to you.
You can watch my haters gonna hate video again. Check it out.
Shake it off.
Teach you some dance steps.
Right.
Yeah. So definitely do appreciate that. Let me. Oh man, I won't be able to block them on this one. I'll find them and I'll block them. So no big deal. Just keep on, time them out. Whatever you got to do, Virginia. I appreciate that. So what else we got, guys? So Homestead Homeboy. I missed the super chat, brother. I do apologize. Definitely do appreciate that. Bug out. Tell them it's a troll.
They just figured it out as you did. I don't know. I missed all that. So
yeah. What? It's not Wick actually in the channel. Our troll is doing that just like they did our tent life. They came in, started a channel with all the exact same names. More than likely, Bug Up Bushido is going to get the same thing. So anybody that's my friends get attacked. So guilty by association.
Dude, I only have like 7 followers, so I don't think he's going to bother with me.
Oh yeah.
Oh, he will.
He will.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't have that many subscribers on Nuke either. It was like 42 on that.
Yeah.
On that channel, and he cloned everything on the channel, my banner and all of it. Yeah, it was crazy.
That's what you call sad little man.
Yeah, right.
Anyway, who cares? Right now, guys, we're getting a lot of great work done, and that's because of you guys. So, let me get back in here. Cherokee Survival, good to see you, brother.
What's
How
up,
are you
Cherokee?
doing? Don't eat the trolls. Yeah, well, they're just making our life
Don't
miserable.
feed the
Where they,
trolls, right?
well, yeah, don't feed the trolls. Yeah, little dipshits. So. There's my brother, Ultimate SNS. Man, we are wore out.
Are you sure?
This is my second monster since I got home. Well, since we got
I
here.
need Gatorade as soon as I walk through the door. I need
Yeah.
Gatorade.
Yeah. which is good though. It's a good feeling. It really is. I mean, just like that dude. He came in. I was cooking. Everyone was talking to him, but I'm hearing the conversation. You know, my house flooded first, and then it caught fire. And you know, you look over your shoulder while you're working, you see this guy. He's
And he's
just
dirty, and he's
beat down,
covered in soot, and everything he's wearing is
and
ruined.
he's asking for a tray of food. He's like, "You don't mind if I have one?" I'm like, "No, man, you can help yourself to what you want."
I thought you were talking about ghetto for a second.
No, not ghetto.
Take everything you can carry.
Yeah, exactly. Then we also got hooked up with shopping bags, which was a huge help. I want to thank all our mods for taking care of everything. Thank you so much. We got hooked up with shopping bags, so we try to get hold of shopping bags so we could put people's food in, and get a couple trays. We weren't successful in that. We had a whole bunch donated, so we were able to do that too. So that's also helped us out.
CVS donated.
CVS across the street. We've been able to take food over there. They've been giving the guys that we've been working with bathroom breaks. They can go right over there and use the restroom. Not many businesses that allow people to go use the bathroom, but they've been hooking up their bathroom for us so we can go use the restroom and stuff. So yeah, it's all been doing great, guys. It has. Whack-a-troll. Yeah, Misfit Island.
Right.
They let you use your, and until that one guy brings his wet toilet paper in, and then they're like, no more.
No more. So we actually do still have a couple bags of toilet paper because we brought those along with us. So we'll get those set out again tomorrow. We went ahead and hit Publix on the way in, coming back. So more than likely, we're going to sit down and tank some things out, try to figure out what else we need. Because tomorrow we're going to be another big cook day, and we're just going to make sure we got everything up there and try to hand out as much as we can. Let's see here.
Everybody is so appreciative.
Yeah.
Right? It's not like we made a lot of jokes about like, well, if you wait 10 more minutes, the T-bones will be ready, or the lobster tails, or something like that. And they're like, yeah, right.
Oh, I got a message today.
We cracked a lot of jokes about that stuff. But they were happy to have anything.
I was cooking spaghetti
for a vegan option, and one person.
Yeah, not one person said you have vegan. But I'm sitting there doing spaghetti, and I get this text message: "Hey man, just let you know, a guy down the street's giving away lobster." I don't know who that was. And I'm like,
that was actually
really?
a comment on your video.
Oh, that's what it was. A comment on my video.
Right.
We don't have any lobster.
No, there's no lobster.
Like when we're cooking though, I'm not cooking with any spices and stuff. We have spices available if people want to put, season their stuff. This way, if someone has like shellfish allergies or some other allergic to something, they get it. They just get it straight, and then they can just add. But spaghetti, man, when you put that spaghetti sauce in there, you can smell it across the intersection. It's freaking awesome.
Sauce.
Yeah, you can smell it. So
right. Same with the tacos.
Yeah, the tacos, all that stuff. Yeah. Freaking awesome.
You don't even have time to stop and eat a couple of tacos, and they're literally 8 feet from you.
Yep.
So
if my mods can, make sure you get Bug Out Bushido's channel up there. I'm going to be discussing some things with him and get him skilled up, little YouTuber secrets on how to work the Al Gore Got No Rhythm before I leave, so he can actually spend some more time on it and play around with it. And
one would be to spend more time on it. That's one of the secrets.
One of the secrets there.
Right.
Yeah.
And to really want to do it.
And to really want to do
it.
That's
my problem.
That's the hard part. To really want to do it. But you know what? It worked out. I started YouTube because I was hurt. I was just tired. I was going out of my mind. My wife's like, "You're gonna have to do something. You drive me crazy," and it grew. And look at the opportunity we just had right here. Look at the opportunity that we've been building this past year, trying to work to other things. Our rescue mission there in Panama City. I've been working with them, and I called them up, say, "Hey guys, I'm having a hard time finding blankets. Who do you know?" And like, "Oh, we got you. Just come on down." And sure enough, we loaded these big old bags of them, and what we could just cram into the van.
Big contractor bags.
Yeah, we just loaded down. Those things were gone. Like 15 minutes.
Gone.
They were gone.
They didn't sit for not even an hour.
I don't even think we even got them all out of the bags. We're gonna lay down a tarp, open up the bags, and as soon as the bags were coming out, there was a couple that weren't in bags, and just a line went straight forward.
In fact, one of the guys said that he used his blanket, an older guy, to try to block the water from coming underneath his door.
Yeah. So when when that type of flooding coming in, you got to think, guys, your mattress, your blankets, your towels, All your clothing, just like all the t-shirts you brought down, the socks, as soon as it was seen, these people didn't even have a change of clothes. They were still wearing the same clothes, and they're like, can I have a couple, help yourself.
And practically nothing works, right? Their
Yeah.
fridges were flooded, their ranges were flooded,
Yeah.
their ACs were flooded. I mean, practically nothing works. It's all been flooded with salt water.
And if their house is standing, it's not livable. I mean,
Yeah.
it's all gone. I mean, everything in there that's in those flood zone areas, I forget how many, we couldn't even count the roofs. Just, I mean, you could see the raptors in it and everything. I mean,
Oh yeah.
yeah, they're
We
in a
weren't
bad
even
way.
down like in the downtown.
Yeah, we
the
can't
beach
even
area.
get. Yeah, we can't even get into the beach area.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was the residents are setting up a time when
Yeah.
they can get in there.
Yeah, a couple
and then they
hours
have to
here
be-
and there.
Yeah.
You
So
gotta be scheduled to go in.
Yep.
And you gotta be out at a certain time.
so yeah, even that they're still
That's
working
the
out there.
curb looting,
You know,
I
you
guess,
gotta
or
have
what?
the you gotta have
It's
the
the-
ID or
it's the
you're
curb
not getting
looting.
in.
Yeah, you have to have your ID to go in, and you have to be out of there. Even though that you're the homeowner, you still got to be out of there by curfew. So right now, that was up yesterday. They can go check on their property, but that's it. Then they have to leave again. So that's going to change. Of course it will, but it's to curb the looting and everything. And also, dangerous situation. You don't know if the house is going to fall. All right, so you got people that's already been checked. They've already had search and rescue. You let people in, and the damage is there. Foundation's washed out, and the thing collapsed. So
Yeah,
all
they
this
had
stuff's
to
got
get
to
the
be in.
streets clear to get search and rescue in.
Mhm.
You know, and then they had to build that temporary bridge to get search and rescue across.
Yeah.
You know, you can only fly so many helicopter missions a day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you can only those people have to be rotated out of those islands. You
Well,
know, there's
yeah.
so many homes, like Pine Island's a
Yeah.
big island.
That's really big.
You know, there's a lot of homes.
And there's
on that.
one way in and out. That's
That's how it is down here with all of them, right? There's
you know
only
what's
one
funny
way out of
though.
Fort Myers
It
Beach,
makes you wonder
one
because
way
like
into Sanibel.
if you want to get a speeding ticket, just drive on that bridge to Pine Island, and they're gonna get you if you're 5 miles over. And yeah. Anyway, I'm not saying that was poetic justice or nothing.
And they
but-
just pushed everything to the sides.
Yeah, everything. I'm gonna have to set up the camera when we go in because just riding down the street, everything's just pushed off to the sides. I mean, just enough for the road crews, just so that they can get through. Everything's just right on the sidewalk. I mean, just they made enough room for vehicles to go in. I mean, it's bad. You just see mounds of this stuff everywhere. I mean, sure they're gonna go in and clean it up, but that way they can get in and help people. That debris and stuff, yeah, they'll work on it eventually. But
And
right now
they're
they're
still
just
seeing a lot
getting
of,
everything.
like bug outs. I mean, there's just tons of water everywhere.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, water all the way up to the road. We're driving through puddles that are 4 feet deep to get in here.
Any of you tree collectors out there?
Yeah,
I know a guy.
he's got a big root ball.
Right. Right. You want to make a table out of it?
It's like Forrest Gump. Like I got acacia trees, paper trees, oak trees.
Right, but then bamboos are standing, right?
Yeah. Well, most of them anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's amazing, like the big giant queen palms. They have such a small root ball,
Mhm.
but they're all still, you know, for the
Yeah.
most part, they're all still.
The sable
Upright.
palms, dude. I was watching. These trees are sideways, and the sable palms, they didn't even move. They were just like, whatever.
Remember
we're
the
good."
weird bends we were seeing
Yeah.
in the trees? Like they were made out of rubber. Like they were literally bent over and didn't snap. They were just like
Yeah.
perfectly like bent, like they were melted.
all the signs that didn't get ripped out from the wind, it looks like a wall of water has just. I mean, every single one looks like they've been just at the right spot.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at these panther crossings on both sides of the road, just bent at the exact same angle.
Yeah. Like
So
all the
I'm
signs
thinking
are
that's
just laying
water.
down flat. They're not
Yeah.
like uprooted. They were just laid down.
Yeah, it's freaking crazy.
It is pretty wild.
Big Chap, good to see you, my friend. How are you doing? Hoot Owl, good to see you. Jeff, good to see you, brother. Definitely do appreciate you coming down here, man. So I did get some footage with Jeff. Those videos I'll edit and release when I get back home because I got to do a lot of work on them. The sound from the road and stuff was real bad, so I got to work on all that. You know, some B-roll footage and stuff while we were working and everything. But he came down with his son, hooked us up with a lot of food, a lot of supplies. Guys, the outpour that we're getting with the other community to help everybody here, it's been great. I mean, it's hard work, of course it is, but the amount of help that we've had makes this so much easier. I mean, without that help, all this would have been brutal.
And you know, the output of food that the two groups can do.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I was saying we would maybe did 300 out of our little tent.
Yeah, and plus what they were
yesterday,
hitting on.
and then they were doing 500 or 600 because
Mm-hmm.
they got there earlier yesterday. But I think combined today we did
Oh yeah.
well over 1,000 meals. I mean, well,
I lost track. Well, I,
I mean,
went
and
through all
I
that
think
water.
we did over 500.
Yeah,
Ourselves.
I went through all that water, and I was using a gallon and a half while I was cooking spaghetti. So that's actually I was using a gallon and a half of water per pot.
I served 100 barbecue sandwiches, 100 plates of the barbecue and
Yeah.
everything before we even got the first pot of spaghetti ready.
Yeah.
Before it was even on the table.
Yeah,
ready
yeah.
to go.
Because I was just getting the table set up.
Yeah.
You were already starting on that. Then we had to cook off.
I mean,
the
there were
spaghetti
people,
and
as soon
everything.
as they seen that we were in there, they were already waiting. Like, where's the
Oh,
food?
yeah.
Where's
They
the
were
food?
hollering from the intersection.
Yeah.
We're getting the table
You guys
set up.
never
Are
saw
you guys
Bear,
ready? You
right?
got hot food
The
yet?
last one?
They were already
No,
ready.
no bear.
So we were able to get in position. I mean, thankfully the barbecue sandwiches didn't take long to get those
Right.
set up. Yeah, as soon as we got there. So yeah, the demand for help is definitely here.
Yeah, they didn't see Bear independent. He was
No, I think Bear headed. I could be wrong, guys. I haven't really been able to watch anything because, like yesterday when we came home, that was about it. Dude, I just moved in. When I came home, I think he went back to Oklahoma where he's at, but he has crews that are inbound or actually on location. I'm not sure yet because I haven't been able to check anything on YouTube or anything like that, guys. So I don't know what he's doing yet. I know he is sending Grindstone down here, last I heard. So, but I'm not Bear, so I can't speak for the man. I don't know exactly what he's doing, but I think he is. I think he is getting stuff set up down here. So that's awesome. I just I haven't had time to even follow up on anything. The only news we catch is in the mornings or in the evenings. You know, we play something, you know, just to see what's going on in our local area while we're here.
Already hear from people out there.
Yeah, and that's how we're responding off of that. And everything else, we might get a trickle, a headline, something like that, but we don't have time to even watch that. Auntie Jack, let all the folks know where on how they can send you if they don't want to put it online. I do. All right, Auntie Jack, I do not take cash donations. I mean, I had a lady. We're getting bread. Before we came down here, we're getting loaves of bread and stuff to come down here. And a lady at Walmart, she goes, "Oh, why don't y'all just take all the bread?" And he goes, "Oh, we might. We're going down to Fort Myers to help," and it completely changed the tune. She's like, "Well, here, take this." And it threw me off because this lady was trying to hand me $10. I'm like, you know, we're funded, and she says, "No, you take this." And,
Yeah,
you know,
she wasn't
that
taking
bought-
no for
Yeah,
an
she
answer.
wasn't taking no for an answer, so I just went ahead and bought more bread. So yeah, I don't deal with cash. I like using the PayPal because I can actually track everything that comes in. We keep all the receipts. That way we can actually, if we ever get audited or, you know, anything gets in question, we got the paperwork. Cash, on the other hand, you don't have anything showing where it came from. So that's why I'm using the PayPal. It makes it much easier. There might be some groups that you can mail it to. I'm not one. Okay. My wife did contact us, said there was a couple that did send to our PO box. What I'm gonna do is get Wick Actual's address because I got to meet up with him anyway, and we'll just transfer that to him. But please don't send cash, guys, because it's hard for me to keep my records right. I
Not
got
the guys that brought all those power tools and
yeah,
a
that was the
generator.
Jeep guys. Yeah, the Jeep guys brought in all the power tools to help with
And they're
roof
just
repair.
like, here's a bunch of new Ryobi power tools in the boxes
Yeah.
and a generator and, you know, just
Yep.
screwdriver sets and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, it's all the roof work that's going on. Wick Actual, he's actually going out with his team to do a lot of that. So they brought in all these power tools, generators to charge up all their stuff. So yeah, they got set up on that. Yeah, it's been going great. All the supplies and stuff. I mean, people
Yeah, we haven't
needed it.
had
So
any equipment malfunctions or
None,
any
none.
health issues or
well, the heat thing
the heat's
today,
rough.
that was it. Yeah,
it's rough.
and no one hit the ground. It's just you know
Right, one
he had-
close.
yeah, one close, and that was it. But yeah, everything else would be going great. So we get caught up here, guys. I do apologize. All right. Let's see here. Bug out. Have you had any issues with power? I'll let him answer that. I think they did have power issue just a
Yeah.
little bit, and then they got theirs up pretty quick.
They said it was a lot worse with Irma out
Yeah.
this way with the power than this one. But
Yeah.
listen, I'm shocked that there is as much power on around here that there is really. I mean, yeah, they were running the street lights with generators chained to poles, which was kind of weird to see. But
They were
those
asking about
generators
your
would
power situation.
never
here.
survive the night,
How long
just
y'all's
chained to a
power out
pole
and
on the
stuff.
side of the road. But they
Oh
do.
man.
There's such a heavy police presence from all over the
In
country.
Irma, this place, I was still in Afghanistan, but when Irma hit, they lost power here for 2 weeks. So we were expecting more of the same. And the hurricane was almost over when we lost our power. It was weird. We were watching TV during the whole hurricane. It was bizarre, but the power finally went out, and then 2 days later it came back on. So we got really lucky here. I mean, we had the damage and the flooding and all that stuff, but the important stuff, like the stuff in our freezer was still good. I never fired up the generator because right when I was going, like, man, I got to think of something to do, because my wife took all of our stuff and put it in my mom's freezer. We jammed it all in there, and I was like, well, eventually I'm gonna have to take this stuff out, because she was wanting to get some ice and stuff like that. And then the power kicked on, and like we didn't have to deal with any of that stuff, so that was kind of nice.
There's a lot of dead EVs.
Yeah. Yeah. Electric vehicles.
Those are
did
catching
not
on
do
fire
good here.
too.
Yeah, they were catching on fire too.
Apparently, no salt water is good for a
Right.
electric
So apparently,
vehicle.
filling your EV with salt water is not a good idea.
Yeah, don't do that. I saw Rip Curl. Good to see you, brother. How are you doing? And also Sunshine State Survival. Definitely good to see you. I was in Panama City today. Saw a huge flatbed of MREs, linemen. Very, very cool. Someone had put in that they saw on the media that most of the power is restored. Depends on the area. The destroyed part, there's no power there. I mean, there's
nothing
the
to hook the
surrounding
lines up
area
to.
and
There's
stuff.
no
Yeah,
houses.
it's not full information people are getting. I mean, the stoplights running through town, they got a generator running that. So
There we see areas with power.
And
Like
they
some
got
gas
a
stations
chain.
are up.
Yeah, some
Like
gas
the gas
stations have
station
power.
will be up, but the pumps aren't. There's nothing in the pumps.
Yeah, you can run power to an area, but
Yeah.
it might not get hooked up to it. I
And
mean,
what did we say? Somebody was saying their outlets were
Sparking. Yeah, their outlets were sparking and
from
stuff,
the,
yeah.
the water was in the outlets and in the walls, and I mean,
and then you get a
then
house
you
fire.
flip and then
Yep.
you get a house fire. You flip the power on, they're not ready for it, and then your house catches on fire.
And let's say you do have power in the house, you can't use it. Nothing's working. Everything's damaged. You can't use the
I'm
outlet.
sure that they've got the power onto all the the EMS systems and things like that. They have to. I don't know if you've seen the videos, but like the Naples Fire Department, where the firefighters are walking around up over their belt line. Their vehicles were submerged.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were there too.
Yeah.
It's their part of the environment. Like, they get flooded just like everybody else. They had those big giant trucks though. Those came in pretty handy down there. Let's see what we got.
All right, guys.
Yeah. No harassment from anybody. Really.
There's got to be. See, I don't have my other phone, so I can't block anybody. Moz, I definitely appreciate you taking care of the porn dating site. Thank you so much, Virginia Rich, for handling all that. Yeah, he grabbed his phone and that popped up.
Right. Instantly.
I was wondering why he said, "Yeah, y'all can come on down here." It's the hand model thing, right? That's what it is. So they can make a couple bucks in the sideburns. So anyway, guys,
You didn't rip any pants today.
I did not rip my pants today, which is good. Yeah, my one nice pair of pants. I always get Wranglers. I've had Wranglers since I was a kid. They're durable. Well, when I was on my last vacation with the wife, I needed a new pair of pants because I was meeting her family. So I went into Walmart and they had what's the other? Not Wrangler, Rustlers. They're thinner. That pair of pants is like four months old, and yeah, ripped that sucker quick. I don't like Rustlers. Wranglers, I'm a George Strait kind of guy, Wranglers. That's where I go. All right, so
the clothes situation was really shocking.
yeah, every time those bags
Yeah.
of clothes came out, people went for
I
me,
mean,
like
they were
darted
just
for
like,
it. Yep.
you know,
Yeah, we had the tarps on the ground. Well, Wick's crew had the tarps on the ground so people can actually, size things up, make sure that they fit them. As soon as those clothes came out, people were ready for it because they don't have things to change into. That right there, we thought about t-shirts and socks, but really didn't think about. We had blue jeans donated, a whole bunch of blue
Yeah.
jeans. I think that was from the Jeep crew that came in, maybe.
I don't know.
I mean, arms load of it, and yeah, right on it. People are going for it because they need a change of clothes.
And you,
So,
you turn around and somebody's carrying in 20 cases of water and just setting it out front. You know?
yeah.
But then you're thinking, like, before you get here, you're like, are people gonna want blankets? Are they gonna want this? They wanted everything.
Everything.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah, well, I was calling down here trying to, hey, what about if I bring this? I had no idea exactly until we got down here. Everything we've had is going like that. So,
Yeah, like we tore like one of the side dishes yesterday, and we didn't have any more. It's the number 10 cans of peaches and fruit cocktail and pudding and things like that. Gone.
Yeah, I think we're out of all those.
All of it.
Yeah, all those sightings on that. Yeah. So that went quick. I mean, but I say it went quick, but we've been moving trays nonstop. So actually,
hundreds and hundreds.
yeah. So actually, it served its purpose what we packed.
Yeah.
But it moved fast.
And I said, man, we should have brought more. Should have brought more.
But we had that suck.
Taking it out of my stuff.
You would have had it in your lap the entire time.
Right.
So we had that thing
you've
packed.
seen the truck; it was just packed. I'm like, we could have fit some more in there.
Something.
Somewhere.
Well, we actually took things out and repacked it.
Yeah.
We didn't bring my water filter because we could stick something else there. We just make sure we got fresh water. I had another cooler. We left that behind, just trying to fit more stuff in because every time we got it right, what about this? Yeah, we'll put that in there too.
Would you have done anything differently now, knowing what you know now, if you could rewind and try it again?
Yeah. What I would have done differently, the food I'd kept the same. Having heavy carbs in a situation like this to me is very smart.
Yeah.
Pasta, macaroni, I would have went heavier on that and even more. With water, I would have got hold of more 5-gallon buckets with lids because what we do, like right here, it saves us money and also time. We fill up these 5-gallon buckets and we put the lids on to seal them up. We'll load them up in the vehicle. That's for our cooking. And then we have the bottled water to give out. I would have more just so that we can actually stay on. When we run out of water for cooking, that's it. We're done. We can't do anything else. It's, give out other stuff. But for the food purpose, I would have stored up more than that, more blankets, more clothes, more stoves. The stoves look like this. I mean,
the propane stoves.
The propane stoves. As soon as they went out, and I was still trying to get ready, and the guy he said, "Hey man, how much you want for one of those stoves?" I'm like, if you need a stove, that's what they're here for. And as soon as the first one was seen, lining up,
I turned around and I said, "Stoves are gone."
Yeah.
As soon as the first one went across the table, gone.
So a lot of people, they have canned goods, but they don't have a way of cooking it. They can't use appliances. All right, so yeah, in a dire situation, crack open a green bean can, you can eat it. But if you got your 3-year-old there going, "Oh, I'm not eating this," a hot meal. I mean,
children's toys and stuff. That was kind of big too.
Yeah, children's toys came in. That come out of the Jeep group that came down here. A whole bunch of them, and those didn't last long either. I mean, just as soon as they got out, because we seen kids, constantly seeing kids too.
Yeah.
The shut-ins where people come in and says, and people even tell us, "Hey, I'm from this neighborhood here. We've got 12 people. They can't really get out. Can I get a couple extra trays?" I'm like, yeah.
Take 12 trays.
Take all 12 trays, load up. Can we help you to the car? You were doing a lot of running. A couple of the other guys that were loading up and helping these people, stuff to the vehicle. With the amount of help that we had, awesome. Because when we're cooking and setting up the trays, we can't really break off. So having those other guys grab it and run, filling up people's gas tanks. They have the 5-gallon jugs. They're filling up. People says, "Dude, I can use fuel." We had all that fuel on hand that was get donated. Filling them up. I mean, it's like a gas station right there. So that was pretty awesome.
That's crazy.
Sorry, guys. I'm trying to scroll back in here again. How many Wallaby tools y'all have? That's my go-to platform also. I did not see the tools. I heard that it was that they dropped them off.
No,
So I don't
just
know
saw
how
him
many it
taking the
was.
box of the Ryobi drill sets. You
Yeah,
know,
I don't know how many
and
it
then
was.
boxes of screwdrivers. So I don't know how many. I think there was. It looked like maybe 3 or 4 cordless drills, and 5 or 6 packs of screwdrivers. A yellow DeWalt generator, one of the small ones. That's what they took out of the back. And I heard them talking about they were having a hard time finding like the cords that go from the generator to people's houses. So
Yeah, someone said something about generator cords, so they could
Yeah.
backfeed into. I guess they're hooking up into the fuse panel or something. I don't know
something
where they're
you
hooking
can
up
make
at.
a backfeed.
Oh,
120.
right. Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, someone was talking.
Trying to
we don't have
backfeed
any of that.
240 like through their dryer hookups. And
Yeah,
stuff
something like that, and I don't have any. Oh yeah, that's those double mail ins.
Yeah. And it throws the one to the other.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So we don't have any. We didn't bring anything like that, but yeah, people were asking for
I heard
generator
they're not
cords.
safe anyways.
Yeah, I mean,
Going
if
to
you
backfeed.
They're
grab
super unsafe.
if
Mail
you
to
grab
mail
that
like that,
in
yeah.
and it's
But
plugged
if you
in,
think about
you're
it,
gonna
those-
get charged.
If you're just talking about the wall, like for example, like both outlets are the same connection.
Mhm.
But it's when you're taking different devices together, that's when it starts getting weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So I've got some drop cords, extension cords. They run from a generator to plug in something, but yeah, that's what they're looking for. Those male to male ends to generate a house. But even that you got to be careful with because all the salt water is in these things.
Mhm.
So. Yeah, they're providing power to a certain location, but some of these really damaged areas, you don't want to put power to that yet. I mean, a lot of your house could burn, so they need to be checked
Talking about
out.
his house burning down.
Yeah, I mean, you want to be real careful.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Sorry, guys, I am running behind here. All right, I will say this much, guys. We are beat, so
Yeah.
fixing to call it a night. Definitely do appreciate it, and like I said, guys, Bug Up Bushido. He's given us a place to sleep, given us food. We don't sit there and cook up a bunch of food for ourselves. There's a lot of donation and stuff. We might grab something while we're there because we have no way of eating while we're there. I mean, we're just
I
nonstop.
didn't even have time.
Yeah.
I didn't even get 1,000 calories in today.
It's just wide open. So
It's just
when
water.
yeah, we're chugging a lot of
Do
water.
you want
for
to
sure.
tell them that you don't even know what a Reuben is?
No.
So I was offered a Reuben sandwich today.
He didn't know what it was.
Yeah, I'm like, what is it? I don't
You
know.
offered him a Reuben?
They
Yeah.
have to-
You would offer me a Reuben.
Well,
I got a bag
you went
full
to
of them.
go take a
Oh,
shower or
wow.
something, man.
Oh, yeah.
It's just right when
I
we
got
came
you,
in,
Bruce.
so he's like, "Yeah, we got your
Okay, well,
we
I
got a
need
Reuben
Reuben.
sandwich."
I'm like, sorry, babe.
I don't know what
I
it
didn't
is.
know that
I said,
was-
"What is it?" And he had to explain it to me. I said, "Oh, that's not a little too fancy for my redneck." So I mean,
Yeah.
you take your high dollar sandwich there and go somewhere else.
Beef and sauerkraut is super high dollar. And some Thousand Island dressing, right?
I throw mayonnaise on
Corned beef.
bologna.
Right. Yeah,
Some of that cheese that never melts.
Great.
Yeah,
It's the great value cheese.
it is great value. It's like $1 or something. All right. Bunch of jerks around here. I was just saying how great this guy was to open up his house to us, but as you can see, it's making fun.
Well, I mean, you try to give a guy a sandwich and he doesn't even know what it is. It's just kind of weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, look, all those peanut butter and jelly sandwiches.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, what was 80 right
80,
the first
80,
day?
yeah,
and those
just
things are gone
instantly.
just like that. Yeah, yeah. The first day when we were getting set up, he already had the sandwiches made up, had in the cooler, gone. I mean,
Somebody brought like chocolate croissants and cookies.
yeah,
and
those
granola
went
bars
into
and
the
just
coolers with ice.
snacks.
It's like
and-
Jeff had brought some ice down. The first aiders that have been coming through, they've been bringing in ice, and some of the other crews that have been passing through, like it's not the linemen, but I think they're working with debris remove or something. They'll bring ice too, so they'll drop. Got ice and like there's a cooler over there or something like that. But yeah, I mean, it's just wide open and it's all working very good. I mean, I'm really surprised how smooth everything's been.
It looked like it was a complete cluster, you know what? Because it was just stuff everywhere.
Yeah. Well, we have to spread everything out so when people come up, they can start on one end and work their way down. And
But we
Yeah.
had a good. It was a good team.
yeah,
It was
yeah,
a good
definitely
team.
good team.
Everybody worked really
Yeah,
well.
I mean, something like this happens again.
The guys
I
holding
hope
signs,
it doesn't, but yeah, hooking up for
free
like Wick
food
again would be
on the
awesome.
corners.
Yeah,
on
we
the
have.
side of the road. when the guy lifts his shirt up, you know, and does a little dance, and I'm like, okay, well maybe that's not necessary.
I think that was Stump.
Yeah, that was.
Oh.
Yeah, I think
Right,
I think
he
it
was
was
goofing
Stump out
around.
there dancing.
You know, and then spinning it. You know, I said, Dave, don't let what's that tax place, Liberty Tax Service, see you out there spinning a sign
Spinning
and
a
doing
sign.
a suit and all that before you know
You
it.
should get one of them inflatable things.
Right.
We are having fun. We are having fun while we're
Yeah.
doing it, but we're nonstop working at it
It
too.
is.
Yeah.
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 Well, you have to before the pain settles in.
Yeah, when the pain settles in. So
Right, like I've got hot spots on my feet. My hands are all cramped up. I had Charlie horses almost half of the afternoon because I wasn't getting any food or salt in.
yeah.
And you know, this Gatorade is like helping a lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Actually, man, I can give you guys a couple zip fizzes when you go tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's like got electrolytes and shit in it.
Yeah.
That stuff helps.
Those we were giving out those too, those little propel
Propel
packets.
ones. Yeah, I was trying to
Just
remember
box
the name of it.
after box after
So
box.
I've
after box.
got some Gatorade single packs, but there's no sugar in it because of my diet. And honestly, in this heat, you need the sugar. You need what's in actual
Like who
Gatorade.
brought all those potato chips? You turn
Oh
around.
yeah, the potato chips come from the Jeep guys. The
I
Jeep
turn
guys
around
came
and there's like
in
a
and-
stack of potato chips.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of them too. That was from the Jeep guys. They came in with 3 large Jeeps,
Clear that out
and
before you accidentally
yeah.
block somebody.
there was
There you go.
they brought in a whole bunch. They came back again a second time. So yeah, I mean they were bringing all kind of supplies in, and it's just as soon as it comes in and we get it organized, it's like clockwork. Everybody comes
Right, we're
rolling
gonna
in.
switch from this. Now we're gonna add chips to every meal.
Yeah, and as soon as it happens, everybody rolls in and it's gone, and we get everything staged up again. As soon as it's done, they come rolling in. It's just been working nonstop like that. There's never been a backup on things except for the macaroni. You know,
Yeah, the macaroni was a little
that took
slow.
that took a little while. Yeah,
a
the
little slow
macaroni.
coming out.
But we did have a lot of wind too, so the
Yeah.
burners. I mean, it sounded like a set of brakes needed to be changed. The wind
Right.
was so strong.
It was squealing.
It was squilling on all the burners, so most of the heat was going away. But we got that fixed. We used the vehicle to block some of the wind today. Everything cooked off really good. So yeah, freaking
Big
awesome.
time. What time are you gonna make those two go to bed?
Like now,
Yeah.
actually,
Doesn't have to mean
like
we do
now,
nothing.
I'm fixing to wrap up, guys. I appreciate everybody that's donating stuff, guys. It has helped us out. When we leave in the morning, we got to stop, hit Publix again, pick up some odds and ends. That's where those donations come in, and we go hit all that. And what we don't use, we're going to donate to Wick Actual. We already spoke to him because he's still operating here. So we'll take all that once we get the vehicle back to Panama City, and I square up on that bill.
Yeah, and then we're standing over the griddle.
Yeah.
You know, just nonstop.
Yeah, I mean,
Chopping and
all that stuff,
cooking meat. And
we
hot
gotta
dogs,
come.
just
We gotta go
nonstop.
back up anyway. We got to hook up with him. What food's not cooked, what supplies that we have that he's gonna need out there. We're just gonna transfer it over because he's still operating here. So it's all getting used, and it's just freaking awesome how everything
I mean,
went.
I had to tell CFP, I'm like, dude, you need to take a break, take a breather. And there's maybe a 5-minute lull. You know, I'm like, dude, take a break.
I was not cussing that loud.
Yeah, just take a break.
I wasn't. No, I had to go
He's
smoke a
over there
cigarette.
talking to himself, answering himself.
I was
You
doing
know,
that. I was
I was
talking.
like, well, who won that one?
Yeah.
He's like, well, I did, of course.
He's like, you talking to me or you're talking? I said, I'm talking to myself. And it's like, that's sometimes I even argue with myself. He goes, so who wins? I'm like, well, I do. Come on now.
And I'm like, take a break.
Yeah, time to take a break.
Take a
Yeah.
break.
All right, guys, definitely do appreciate it. When our Tent Life decides that he wants to get his channel back up, I'm going to notify you guys so you can get back over there and help him out. Again, bug out Bushido's channel. Hopefully our mods put his link up. Guys, definitely check him out. So yeah, we're going to call it a night because we got to get up early and go right back
Do
at
it again.
Yeah, so I appreciate all the support, guys. You guys have really made a difference. This community, the out of towners, everybody that's been coming in here, freaking awesome. It's been major help. So again, guys, definitely appreciate it. We'll catch y'all later.
Thanks, everybody.